What is up, Horde? Before we start today's video, I'd like to shout out 3 Horde members, right? We got Slay, Prosepher, and Huge Odin 1. They all said the phrase that gets you shouted out, Jelly Donuts, with 3 Z's. Want to figure out how to get shouted out like these fine people here? Stick around to the end of the video and find the phrase that gets you shouted out. What is up, Horde? It is me, CamoZombie15, and today we're going to be ranking over 30 boxes of cereal, okay? We're going to be rating them based on mascot, taste, and overall satisfaction after consuming these, alright? Because that's the 3 main things in all cereal, alright? It has to be cool, alright? It has to be fun to eat, and it has to be filling, which most of these are, so that won't be an issue. Alright, so we got a few tiers here. We got S tier, A tier, you know, B, C, D, F, please delete. And then we also have a special tier that will be announced at the end of the video, and we will be crowning the best cereal, in my opinion. Yeah, have to say that, otherwise, you know, the cereal fandom's gonna get heated down here. Alright, let's go. So first off, Cookie Crisps. Cookie Crisps are really good. I like saying crisps. It's honestly probably one of the better cereals. I would say it's above average. I don't know if it's the status of A, but I know it's a very good cereal. Debating between B and A here. I'm gonna put it in B just for now. Apple Jacks though. Apple Jacks is at least A tier. Probably one of the best cereals out there. Like, inarguably, from the commercials to the mascots, just everything about Apple Jacks is really good. You might call them off-brand Fruit Loops, but they taste better than Fruit Loops in my opinion. So they're probably gonna go the first S tier. Already starting off strong. Cocoa Pebbles. I've never really been a Cocoa Pebbles guy. I've always been more of a Fruity Pebbles guy. Back when the Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles gang war was really heated, and Shaquille O'Neal and John Cena were kind of recruiting kids into their gang. Like, I was more of a Fruity Pebbles guy, but Cocoa Pebbles was alright. I didn't really have a good experience with them when I was little, but I respect them. Alright. Raisin Bran. I wouldn't say please delete, because at least it has some relevance. Actually, no, I'll put it in please delete. Alright. Like, it's just the sun as the mascot, alright? That's mediocre, 1. 2, I don't care if it has 2 scoops of raisins, okay? You could have 3 scoops of raisins, but you're not gonna be good, alright? The only way I would take you is if you gave me like a free DVD or something. And wouldn't you know it, Raisin Bran with the free DVD is next, and it is C tier just for the DVD alone. See, if you get a free DVD, okay, if you have a chance of getting a free DVD, that's just money, alright? Like, you could be making bank off of these, right? Let's say you buy a box of Raisin Bran for like $2, you get the DVD, you sell it for like $5, you already made your money back. Plus, I just think Raisin Bran with the DVD is built different. Alright, Corn Flakes. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my family won't keep the cereal box, so there will be like Corn Flakes and Frosted Flakes, and it's like a game of Saw. It's like, oh, which one are you gonna eat today? Because it could be Frosted Flakes or it could be Corn Flakes, and you're not gonna know until you take a bite, and by that time it's already too late. Now, I know you could be saying, oh, but you could just, you know, eat a little bit of it before you pour it in the bowl, but that's not the point, alright? The average cereal consumer does not do that, alright? That's like some high level, like high IQ cereal eating shit right there. That is not some kind of beginner move, alright? We're not talking about, you know, how the pros eat cereal. We're talking about how the average person eats cereal, okay? Because I know, like, I'll mix cereals together, bomb, alright? Like, I'll put bananas in my Frosted Flakes, things like that, alright? But nah, I just think Corn Flakes are a D. It's only because Frosted Flakes, man. Honeycomb. Honeycomb is actually a cereal I used to really like as a kid. Basically, any honey cereal or honey related I was really into for whatever reason. This was one of the cereals I liked, but I never really got to have as a kid, but I really liked them whenever we got them. So I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna say C tier. It's probably the average of all the honey cereals you could have between good and bad. Like, for instance, Honey Smacks. That's like, okay, Kellogg's basically said, let's make a ripoff of of a cereal we already make, and that's what Honey Smacks is. I think it's a little bit below average. Probably one of the worst end of the honey cereals. Okay. Then we got Golden Crisp. Okay. I've never seen that Freddy Fazbear wannabe head ass in my life, and I think it is a honey cereal, and I really don't care about it, so it's going in F. Rice Krispies Treats. I've never had it, but I'm assuming it's just Rice Krispie Treats in cereal. That's probably going to be average. Alright, Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles, alright? It's about the same as Cocoa Pebbles, alright? Instead of making your milk chocolatey, it makes it more, fruity. And I'm cool with that. It's an A tier. I'm not going to overinflate it, okay? But that's how I feel about it. Rice Chex. Alright, Rice Chex. It's interesting as they're just the unsalted version of Chex Mix, but goddamn, Chex Mix is so good, alright? I love Chex Mix. Very good. Very delicious, very nutritious, whatever. I love me some Rice Chex. I don't really eat them though. They kind of remind me of those Chex, the people Chex or whatever they're called. They're coming up on the list. I don't know where they are. The mini wheats. They're like mini wheats almost. I really don't care for them. This is probably average. Yeah. All right, Trix. Oh man, dude, this is how to market a character, right? He's a rabbit, okay? He's a dumb rabbit who loves tricks, all right? Very few cereals were able to pull off this trope, but none, like General Mills cereals, were able to capture this kind of magic, where the characters alone would make this S tier. All right, like I cannot complain about Trix. All right, there's nothing wrong with Trix. All right, like all the variations, everything about it, it's usually a hit. There's rarely been a miss. Okay, that's an S tier cereal. I can't imagine a better fruity cereal or one that kind of compares to it. Fruit Loops is an exception though. We'll get to that soon. All right. Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch. Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch. They're like bootleg Reese's Puffs. I think they came out before Reese's Puffs. No, they came out later. This was a weird marketing scheme. I do like Cap'n Crunch as a character, but these were they were about average. Nothing really to write home about. But Reese's Puffs, man. Oh, dude, that kid that would rap all the time about Reese's Puffs and how they would have the people breakdancing as Reese's Puff balls. Oh, man, dude. This was the cereal, all right? This was the cool kid cereal. You went to school, and if somebody said, I had Reese's Puff cereal for breakfast, oh, man, dude. 9 times out of 10, they were one of the cool kids, all right? So, yeah. The other 1 times out of the 10, they would probably hate the Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch, all right? So, this is undoubtedly S tier. Alright, this is one of the S tier cereals. This is probably one of the best cereals that was based off of a candy or a different kind of food. Like, for example, Rice Chex. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, the Rice Krispie Treats. That's probably one of the best ones that actually capitalized on that. So, props to them for probably making the best candy branded cereal known to man. Kicks. Kicks are interesting. They kind of taste like cornflakes, but they kind of don't. They're just spherical, so pick your poison. You either want spheres or you want flakes, so they're about the same. Special K, this was the cereal they kept advertising to my mom. Like, this always made me think like this is the mom cereal. This is the cereal for moms, okay? I am not a mother. I wouldn't delete it because I feel like my mom would be a little bit sad if they got rid of it. So, as a kid, I would not want these. Alright. And now we're on to Cap'n Crunch. Good old Cap'n Crunch. Honestly, nothing really to phone home about, but at the same time, nothing to complain about. It was just above average. That's it. Like, it was just a regular above average cereal. You wouldn't complain if you had it, and it's nice to have. Alright, Cheerios. We're back with the dilemma of Frosted Flakes and Corn Flakes, alright? So, it's interesting to talk about this kind of dilemma where, as I went growing up, I loved Honey Nut Cheerios, okay? But even to this day, sometimes I'll get Honey Nut Cheerios and it turns out they're just regular Cheerios. And now me personally, I don't care because Cheerios are good no matter how you splice it. It's still a dick move by General Mills. So yeah, it's a C tier. It's average. This is probably the best bland tasting one, right next to Rice Chex, where I wouldn't mind either of those two. Even then, I would put Cheerios ahead of them. Like, here's the thing, guys. I would put all of these before that. Like, this is the true, like, those are true average cereals, man. Pops. Oh my god, don't get me started on Pops. I don't know if you guys remember those fever dreams of a cartoon commercial or whatever they were, because those were so amazing. Like, there was this one where there was a Godzilla, like, oh my gosh. The footage you guys are going to see of this is like, it's going to be nostalgic. It's going to be nostalgic for me collecting it off the internet too. It's just a great cereal. Like, nothing can compare to it. It's probably one of the better ones, and I think just for the marketing alone, it makes it S tier. Like, if you would have made Pops just regular cereal, right? Like, didn't give it any commercials or anything like that, I think it would probably be A or B. Like, I don't think people would have... I think people would have slept on it more. That's what I... Lucky Charms, alright? This is another great marketing scheme, okay? Like, you have some people making their own characters, okay? And then you have some using Fred Flintstone and whatever his name is, the other one, the blonde one. And some people using the sun and a DVD, okay? This one is interesting. This was probably one of the other commercials where I wanted to see the kids succeed in getting the Lucky Charms. But this fucking leprechaun would never let him get it. So, it's interesting. I like this cereal. It's a really good cereal. And I really wish I got to see how it ended. Especially when the music in the commercials was so fire. It was amazing, dude. Really great cereal. S tier for the gimmicks, alright? And if you look, out of all the cereals mentioned, I believe 3 of the 5 so far have been General Mills, okay? General Mills does not sleep on their cereal, alright? Neither does Kellogg's, but Kellogg's makes more above average, and even then, as of right now, it doesn't look like they are. Next up, Cocoa Krispies. I was never really a fan of Cocoa Krispies. They're just Rice Krispies to me. Yeah. C tier. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. These are the things they give babies. These are like the baby cereal, okay? This is like your little teething child wants Cheerios, but he wants to spice it up. That's what you give him. I think I've had some before. Either that or it was the Gerber Kids ones. But those were basically the same. And those were pretty banger, the Gerber ones. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and put it just before regular Cheerios. Okay, oops, all berries. You stupid fuck. How do you drop that many berries into your Captain Crunch cereal, okay? I should be demoting you to delete, alright, if it's that much of an accident. But you're lucky I like your cereal. You're on thin ice, though, alright, bud? I'm watching you, Captain. I bet he's made like 30 war crimes at this point. I don't know, dude. Anyways, Fruit Loops. Oh, man, dude. Fruit Loops was such an interesting thing, too. This was Kellogg's clap back to Lucky Charms and Tricks. This was their other of the 3 that was out of the top 5 right now. This was the other of the 2 that are made by Kellogg's that had commercials that were bangers, okay? This was one of the best bangers of all time, okay? I could not think of a better toucan than Toucan Sam. Like, that's just the fact, alright? I love these commercials so much, I wanted a pet toucan when I was little, alright? that's automatically S tier, right? So that's like General Mills, and General Mills both have, or not, General Mills and Kellogg both have really good fruity cereals, okay? They both have really good, I guess, loop cereals. I don't know. Mini Wheats. I've seen many of the commercials for Mini Wheats, and they're just adult commercials. This is another mom cereal, if you get me. It's not bad, but I really don't see an issue like with getting rid of it. Honestly, imagine the Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercials, but you made them middle-aged men with an office job, okay? That was Frosted Mini Wheats commercials and the character essentially. I'm not okay with it. All right, Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios is still a relevant cereal. I feel like people sleep on Cheerios as a whole way too much. Like, I feel like people overhype a lot of these cereals and underhype a lot of them too. So this one's gonna be interesting. Honey Nut Cheerios is an A tier, alright? It's not the best cereal of all time, but it is the best honey cereal, okay? That's just a fact, okay? I'm sorry. Alright, Count Chocula. Out of the three, Count Chocula is the best. Out of Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula just is built different, alright? Like, Boo Berry is fine in its own regard, and like Frankenberry, they both kind of taste like different colored styrofoam. Like, Boo Berry tastes like blue styrofoam, and then like Frankenberry tastes like a plastic strawberry. That's pretty much it. As for Count Chocula though, it's a bit different, and I will put it at B tier, just above Cocoa Pebbles, because I feel like most of us would take Count Chocula over Cocoa Pebbles anyways. Rice Krispies. Oh boy, this was the cereal that really did innovate and recreate the way we eat cereal. You poured milk, okay? And then you poured some sugar and you mixed it, and then you hear pop, 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 pop. And it's like some kind of Vietnam flashback, you know? It's insane. It was probably the most innovative and most mind-blowing for kids around the world, because it's like, oh my gosh, they're like Pop Rocks. It was endearing and it was interesting to say the least. I think it deserves a B tier for being innovative. Excuse me, I'm thirsty as hell. But it innovated. But at the end of the day, if you put nothing on all of these cereals, it's just Cheerios. Like, it's just rice. Yeah, that's literally it. It's just rice. So I'll give it that. But Cocoa Krispies, if this were on the list, which it is, actually, now that I think about it, Cocoa Krispies would probably be above it, because it took what we knew about Rice Krispies and it just innovated on it. I think that's important. Alright, and Cocoa Puffs. Woo! Cocoa Puffs is arguably, not even arguably, it's unanimously the best chocolatey cereal, okay? Hands down, okay? The best chocolatey cereal with the best commercial. It didn't even need to change up the punchline like some of these, okay? The only few that I could think of that never changed up their punchline were Lucky Charms and I think Cocoa Puffs, okay? And Cinnamon Toast Crunch by default, okay? But besides those ones that I can think of, because I really don't think Trix really changed the formula. Actually, yeah, they did. Okay, I stand corrected. Okay, but Cocoa Puffs had that chicken thing fly around the room after he ate a little bit of Cocoa Puffs like it was some kind of drug, okay? Like, oh man, dude. Every time I got Cocoa Puffs and I saw the chocolatey milk, I always thought of him saying, "Oh, Cocoa Puffs milk!" And then he just chugs the whole thing and he throws the plate against the wall. He was such a crackhead, okay? He was the first crackhead, in my opinion. Alright, S tier. Now that I bring it up, now that we're talking about that, the only thing that really does make this cereal fall a little bit from grace is that they look like little rabbit poops. And that's about it. Yeah. Alright, Frosted Flakes. Best flake cereal, undeniable, okay? It trumps every flake cereal on this list, especially Corn Flakes, okay? But, is it S tier? Why wouldn't it be? It's S tier, okay? Tony the Tiger is just a great character, okay? Encouraging kids to go out and be fit, alright? I'm not gonna get political or anything, but I love Frosted Flakes, okay? Simple as that. I don't know what else to say. He's a fun-loving tiger that just loves cereal. They're great, you know? Like, that's the selling point. They're great, okay? Like, Cocoa Puffs, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Toucan Sam, I don't know, bird noises. Lucky Charms, woohoo, hee hee hee, you'll never get me Lucky Charms. And then Pops, just, I don't know. Reese's Puffs, we already know. Tricks, we kinda know. Silly Rabbit tricks are for kids, there you go. And Apple Jacks, I don't even know. Let me move Apple Jacks down a little bit. Yeah, and let me move you up. But let's not forget, alright? Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks were... No, not Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks, right? That was one of the great fights, but it was Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes, okay? That was the daily debate. That was the which one is the best of the two, okay? That was always the debate, alright? Like, I don't want to hear it, okay? Like, from kindergarten to however old, it was like, okay, which one's the best, alright? We got Frosted Flakes and we got Fruit Loops, alright? Like, we would be arguing and screaming about whatever else, right? Like, who gets the ball for recess? But when we start talking about the best cereal, it's the most civil debate you'll ever see little kids do. And that's because those two cereals were just unbeatable. Like, I think these were the top 5 cereals, honestly. If we're being realistic, okay, these were the top 5, and I think it was usually in this order. Yeah, I feel like Lucky Charms and all those. The only reason Reese's Puffs wasn't above those ones in terms of top 5 is because the parents really didn't buy Reese's Puffs enough, and it was such a rare commodity, but everybody knew it was good. You didn't even have to try. You just knew it was good because it was Reese's Puffs. But every time you'd go into the cereal aisle, your mom would be like, "No, put that back. Go get bran flakes, or raisin bran. Go get some raisin bran, some Special K too, please." And it's like, "Come on, mom." And no, I don't want to hear it. Okay, like she would probably say no, but then she'd say yeah to Cocoa Puffs, which is funny to me considering that Cocoa Puffs is probably worse than Reese's Puffs, in all honesty. But that's how I feel about it. And then Honey Bunches of Oats. Honey Bunches of Oats is interesting. I always liked the commercial where they showed the factory making it because I was like, wow, that's how they make cereal? And that was like very invigorating. And then how they would all start eating cereal while they were working. Like, that would be a dream job right there. Getting paid to eat cereal. What a dream job, right? However, it's not that good. It's okay. It's like imagine Frosted Flakes, but without half the flavor, and it's replaced with the honey flavor over a sugary sweet flavor. I would say out of all the mom cereals, Post delivered, okay? Like, I would say it's B tier, but low B tier or high C tier. I'm gonna put it low B tier, okay? And now the coup de grace, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, alright? I don't know what the hell that white dude is or why he exists, but oh my god, he makes cannibals for a living. I am here to tell you, okay? 9 times out of 10, if you debated the best cereal characters, the Cinnamon Toast Crunches were on that list. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? If the Cinnamon Toast Crunch dude was not on your list, you don't know what you're doing. He was just amazing. He's just amazing. They all eat each other. There was even a point where there was a game, like a surfer game, like the stupid slide on the slope and go really high games. That was really popular. It was #1 in the App Store for a little bit. That just shows you the power of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They were always after each other. The most iconic commercial to date. You talk about cereal commercials with anybody and they're probably going to bring up Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And they're going to bring up that one commercial where there are 2 of them in the bowl and they're taking turns licking each other, and then one just goes for the kill. Okay? And then another one comes in after that and he licks them, and the cycle continues. Okay? That was the greatest cereal commercial of all time. Okay? It was short, sweet, and to the point. The cereal's so good, the cereal wants to eat themselves. That's insane. that was such a genius marketing plot that it's just S tier, okay? This would probably be top, I would say #1, dude. But now, on to the final debate, okay? I have the last tier here, best cereal. And we're going to take a look at each cereal from each tier, alright? So we're going to take the best. We're going to go through and see if any of them deserve to go higher or lower. We're going to start with Please Delete, okay? While I did say mini wheats were just underage or middle-aged, midlife crisis, office worker cereal, I stand by that. Raisin Bran as well. I think I was a little bit too harsh on Golden Crisp. I never had it, but then again, I don't care. Special K, I was about right with. It's just cornflakes, but more expensive in all honesty. I guess it could be healthier, right? But that's not the point. The point is it's supposed to taste good. So, what about Honey Smackers? Okay, Honey Smackers I was a little bit too harsh on. But I don't think it deserves to go up higher. I think it deserves to go up in front of Kix and cornflakes, though. Alright, Rice Chex. I'm knocking you down. I'm sorry. I just can't. Cheerios. I'm going to knock you down one. Okay, Apple Cheerios, you can stay. All these can stay. Raisin Bran with the free DVD. I'm sorry. I recently Googled how much the Raisin Bran DVD is, and no, I don't think it's worth it anymore. It might be. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Now, on to the last few cereals, alright? So, let's take a look at B tier here. We got Honey Bunches of Oats, that's fine. Rice Krispies, that's fine. Actually, Honey Bunches of Oats, I think the only reason people liked it is because of the commercials. And that's just a bit too nice. I think it's fine. Average, right in front of Honeycombs, but not before Oops All Berries. Crunch, you can move a little bit forward. Rice Krispies, you can move a little bit forward. And that's fair. Rice Krispies, totally fine. Cap'n Crunch, fine. Cocoa Pebbles, fine. Count Chocula, fine. Cookie Crisp, fine. Cocoa Krispies, Honey Nut Cheerios, Fruity Pebbles is all fine. And now, the final tier. This was the one that really confused me, okay? Out of all of these cereals, okay, we're going to break it down to 5, okay? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Fruit Loops, my bad, Frosted Flakes, Trix, and between these ones, which one should I put? Because Cocoa Puffs probably had the best commercials right next to Lucky Charms and Reese's Puffs. So that puts Apple Jacks a little bit back and Pops sadly a little bit back. But here we go now. Lucky Charms in terms of cereal, okay? Marshmallows, okay? I think that has to do it. I think that has to put it in the top 5. While chocolatey cereal has always been hit or miss, these ones really did set the bar high for chocolatey cereals. And now it's time for the last ones, alright? The final 5. Okay, let's knock it down to 3. Okay. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, just a god tier cereal, okay? Probably one of the only cereals on this list, or in general, to hit the cinnamon category. Okay. Fruit Loops makes your penis smaller, okay? It stunts your testicular growth. It's not okay if you eat too many. So, I'm sorry, Fruit Loops. I want to keep my dick size the way it is. Frosted Flakes, though, you're staying up here for now. And now between Trix and Lucky Charms, do the marshmallows carry over Trix? Well, by taking a look at it, Trix is more consistent, while Lucky Charms isn't. I just find it hard to put either one up, but we're gonna have to make a decision right now. I think we're just gonna take Frosted Flakes off for now. I think that'll be fine. And now Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Trix, and Lucky Charms, okay? I don't think Lucky Charms is good enough to be the best cereal, only because it's not consistent, okay? While you're gonna eat the majority of the marshmallows first, you're gonna be left with soggy Cheerios pieces, and nobody likes soggy Cheerios pieces, okay? So I think it's gonna go down to S tier, right? And here we are, the final tier. Here we go. Between Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Trix, it really is up to preference. They both have great characters. They both have great stories that follow consistency and always have the same punchline that we all know and love. But I feel like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is better. They've rarely changed the formula, while Trix has had to change and innovate over time. You see, Cinnamon Toast Crunch has had a few changes, right? They've done churros, they've done French toast, okay, but they've never really lost that cinnamony taste. The same could be said about Trix. However, they've done solid color, double color, different shapes, more different shapes, and etc. Okay, I think it's just Trix tried to re-innovate to stay relative, and they didn't need to do that. Whereas Cinnamon Toast Crunch has stayed consistent throughout all the cereals. I think it's more consistent than Trix has ever been, which is sad to say, but it's the best cereal, and I don't think it's really disputable. But I do think the majority of the S tier cereals are interchangeable with the best cereal. But I feel like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal. Okay, Horde? Let me know what you guys think down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your favorite cereal. Tell me if I missed a few cereals. And comment Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay? Actually, no. Okay. Comment Raisin Bran with the free DVD is my favorite cereal to get shouted out in the next video. Okay? That is Raisin Bran is my favorite cereal. Okay? Raisin Bran is my favorite cereal. Alright? You don't even have to add the DVD part. That's all you gotta do. Alright, Horde? See you guys in the next video. Peace.
It's all that cinnamon and sugar that makes those crunchy little squares so irresistible. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, part of this good breakfast. Crave those crazy squares.